Okay, picture this. It's 1996. A journalist walks into a cramped little studio in Dundee, Scotland, and asks the developers there to explain as simply as possible what they're actually building. And the answer is this. You play a criminal, you steal cars, you cause as much chaos as you possibly can, and across 3 different cities. And that's it. That's the entire pitch for the first Grand Theft Auto game. And 30 years, 6 mainline games, and one very anticipated 7th entry later this year, that's GTA 6 as we know it, that one sentence is still underneath everything else. Exactly what the series is. So today let's actually talk about what Grand Theft Auto is. Not the leaks, not the lawsuits, not the drama behind the curtain, the actual game. What you are doing when you play it, why it works the way it does, and why almost 30 years later people are still completely obsessed with this game. Before GTA, games basically never let you be the villain. You were always the hero, always saving the day, always the good guy. That was just the unwritten rule until GTA. GTA broke that rule completely. You are the criminal, nobody's stopping you from just being bad. And when the original creative director was asked why they built it that way, his answer was almost embarrassingly simple. Nobody wanted to become a cop or play a police. It's just more fun to be a bad guy. From that one decision, almost everything else the series is known for was born. The ability to steal a car, a wanted level that escalates the more chaos you create, turning a small mistake into full-blown police chase, that iconic wasted screen the second things go too far, and in-game radio you can flip through while you drive, not just one soundtrack looping but a full fake stations with their own DJs and personality. None of that was normal for a game at that time. All of it came out of a tiny broke little studio that was mostly just trying to finish the thing before it collapsed under its own weight. Now let's talk about the actual shape of the game, because this is where GTA quietly does something most games still don't. Every mainline entry drops you into a full living city, sometimes a whole state, and basically says, this is yours now. Go do whatever the heck you want to do. Your life, your world, your sandbox world. Just do whatever you want to. That sounds obvious today because 100 other games have since then copied the same formula as GTA. But at the time, that idea barely existed. Most games were really linear. You went from point A to point B and did exactly what the level told you, and that was the whole experience. GTA said, forget that. Here's an entire city. Here's a story if you want one. And here's every car, every building, every random stranger on sidewalk if you don't. That's called an open world. Right now, we know it as open world game. Back then, it didn't really have a name. It was just a weird studio in Scotland doing something nobody else was doing. I think GTA is the game that invented the world open world game. And the story side of it matters more than people usually give it a credit for. Every mainline GTA follows a criminal, sometimes small time, sometimes wildly ambitious, trying to claw their way up through a world that's actively working against them. Corrupt cops, backstabbing partners, bosses who see you as a disposable the second you stop being useful. It's basically a crime movie you get to live inside. Scarface, Goodfellas, Heat, that DNA is baked directly from the movie into these games. And they're not subtle about it. The team behind these games has said themselves that they were trying to make action movies. They just happen to be interactive. So basically, video games are the interactive movies. But here's the part that actually separates GTA from just a crime movie you play. The missions are honestly only half the experience. The other half is everything you do in between missions. And that's where the real personality of this series lives. Free roam, steal cars, create chaos, havoc, just your world, do whatever the heck you want to do. Every city is stuffed with things that have nothing to do with the main story at all. Pedestrians with their own little routines, fake radio ads, fake billboards, fake in-game websites you can browse, side businesses, vehicles you were never technically supposed to be able to drive that you can somehow drive anyway in the game. None of it is required. All of it exists purely because the world is supposed to feel alive, not staged for you. That's the actual trick underneath all of it. GTA isn't really selling you missions. It's selling you a place. and fictional place that exists whether you're paying attention to it or not. And that world has always doubled as a satire. Every game is quietly making fun of something, like American consumerism, celebrity culture, corrupt politics, reality TV, whatever is dominating the culture at the moment that specific game came out. A less video game, more a fully functioning, slightly unhinged parody of whatever it said. That's what makes GTA different from any other video game we play. GTA is like a parody of real life. So how did it get from that description, top-down, tiny cars, criminal chaos, to fully realized cities people picture now, like from top view to 3D? That's generally the biggest turning point in this entire franchise history. So let's slow down here for a second. The first two GTA games were viewed straight from above, almost like you were watching the whole city from a rooftop. Tiny cars, tiny pedestrians, an entire city seen from directly overhead. It was still wild for its time because you could steal any car on screen and cause total anarchy across multiple city chaos. But it looked nothing like the GTA people picture today. That changed because a small group of developers, the same ones who would go on to define the modern version of the series, they were just testing on something, had already spent years working on another more experimental 3D games and gotten a real taste of what a proper third-person camera would actually do. And before they even started building the next real GTA, they quietly built a working 3D prototype, disguised internally as a Godzilla game, a destructible city you tore through as a giant monster, mostly just to prove to themselves that a fully navigable 3D city was even possible. It wasn't meant to be an actual product. It was just a small group of developers messing around with the new hardware to see what they could get away with. They were just testing. So now, when the head of the company finally saw the prototype running, even in its most broken, glitchy, constantly crashing state, he knew immediately this was the future of the series. That secret project became GTA 3. And the jump from looking straight down at a city to actually standing inside one, walking its street at ground level, in single biggest shift this franchise has ever made. Every GTA game since has been built on top of that idea. And once the series was in full 3D, every game after that pushed a different piece of what makes it feel alive. Liberty City, GTA 3's setting, wasn't some vague made-up place. It was modeled directly on New York, split into districts that mirrored the real boroughs, because the team realized basing it on somewhere real gave them so much more to actually say through it. That's also the game that proved the format could work at a scale, becoming the best-selling game of its year and changing what people expected from an open world completely. Then came Vice City, and it might be the clearest example of how much the series cares about atmosphere over just raw gameplay systems. Every earlier GTA had used original in-house music, mostly because licensing real songs was just expensive and legally complicated. For Vice City, they said forget it. They licensed over 100 real 1980s songs spread across multiple genres, because you simply can't fake an era that's specific from inside a recording studio. The result wasn't just a soundtrack playing in the background from an entire generation of players, many of whom weren't even alive in the 80s. Vice City was their actual introduction to half of the songs. The game worked like a time machine, and the radio was engine running it. For me, I started listening to Michael Jackson after playing GTA Vice City. San Andreas pushed the ambition even further. Not one city, but 3, all connected on a single seamless map, something the team almost didn't attempt because half the room genuinely thought splitting it into a separate connected maps was a safer option. They pushed for one giant connected world anyway, and to make the culture of early 90s LA feel authentic, instead of like outsiders guessing it from a distance or from another country, they brought in an actual West Coast hip-hop producer as a creative consultant, someone who personally drove the development team through the real neighborhoods that ended up shaping the game's setting, its characters, and even its dialogue. Then came GTA 4, something completely different again. It slowed everything down and made it personal in a way that series never had done before. The whole game grew out of a single sentence: a Serbian immigrant in America. Not an action movie pitch, a character study. It worked because the story mixed genuine comedy with genuine tragedy side by side. A scene that makes you laugh immediately followed by one that actually hurts. That combination is exactly what convinced the writers this character could carry an entire game on his own. And in hindsight, he clearly wasn't wrong. And it's not just the gameplay or the story, it's the physics. The physics in GTA 4 was completely innovative that was done in earlier installments of the Grand Theft Auto series. Now, GTA 5, the most ambitious game, something the series had never attempted before. 3 separate playable characters you can switch between at literally any moment, each one living their own life in the same city. At the same time, the stories crossing paths in the ways that felt genuinely unscripted, even when they are not. That idea had actually been floated as far back as San Andreas. They wanted to attempt this on San Andreas, but the technology far back then did not exist, so they couldn't make the character switch back in 2004. And then there's GTA Online, the next level that happened in 2014, which honestly deserves its own conversation entirely, because what started as a multiplayer mode bolted onto GTA 5 turned into one of the most profitable pieces of entertainment ever made, period. Highest businesses, vehicles worth more than actual real cars, years and years of continuous content added on top of a game that originally released back in 2013. It has generated billions and billions of dollars since launch, and it's pulling in serious money over a decade later from a game most people assumed had stopped making money years ago. That's not a normal thing for a video game to do. That's basically running a small country. So when you pull that all together, the freedom, the satire, the movie level storytelling, the chaos, you can create, just because you feel like it, a criminal sandbox that started as a rooftop view chaos generator and jumped into a full 3D almost by accident, getting more detailed, more personal, and more ambitious with basically every single release. You start to understand why the next entry in the series isn't just another sequel to People. It's the next version of a formula that's been evolving, growing, and getting smarter for almost 30 years straight. Every GTA game has really been asking the same question. Underneath it all, what happens if you build a world detailed enough that people actually want to just exist in it? Chaos and all, whether or not anyone's telling them what to do next. And every single time, this series has found a way to make that world feel a little bigger, a little weirder, a little funnier, and a little more convincing that the one before it was nostalgic game, but what's coming, the series, is much better. It gets better and better over time. That's what Grand Theft Auto actually is. Underneath all that noise around it, not just mission, not just the story, even through the stories usually genuinely great, it's the whole place built specifically so you can have to stick around even when nobody's telling you what to do next. It's just the whole open world, just enjoying and living that life. And honestly, that's a hard thing to build once. It's an even harder thing to keep building better game one after the other, one after the other, one after the other. A much bigger world, a much more interactive world, better graphically, more things to do. They just keep adding more missions, more players, and more innovative ways. So that's all about it. So GTA keeps improving, Rockstar keeps improving, series after series, game after game, and now the most anticipated game that's going to come out is GTA 6. We all have been waiting for November 19th. We don't know what's it going to bring, and we're going to have a first look on August 27th, an extended look, which Netflix and Rockstar has announced that they are going to give us an extended look on how GTA 6 is going to be. They haven't said anything further. It's just going to be an extended look. So what I'm guessing is they're going to show more trailers, and they're going to let us know more about the city, how interactive the world is, and what else things they could add. Maybe online, GTA 6 online, they could tell us more about that. So let's hope and see. So on 27th August we're going to find out what GTA 6 is going to hold. Till then, if you like this video, like, subscribe, and follow for more. Share this with your friends and family. So if you subscribe and like and comment your favorite moments about the game, and which is your favorite GTA among all this series, what game makes you feel more nostalgic, support my channel, follow for more, and I'll keep making great videos for you guys.